Hello, my name's Carl Weezer, also known as Diego Godoy, coming from you, not live, but recorded, HTBG. I'm here with my host
Co-host Matthew Young.
and our special guest for the day or night.
Katy frickin' Schilling.
Alright, so let's get this started. So, Katy, you've been in how many shows so far?
Over 15, I think. I don't know. I started, my first show was Sioux School Junior, and that was in 2016 or 2017. One of those.
And what was one of your favorite shows? What would you say that show had to have been? Or at least, like, maybe even a few.
My favorite shows probably was Addams Family. I really liked that one, just with the aesthetic and stuff like that. I really liked Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yes, it was just very fun and very, like, wholesome. And then I also really liked Bye Bye Birdie. Bring Back Birdie should be the next SBSC show.
Since you've been in so many shows, there must have been, like, some embarrassing moment.
Yeah.
Was there?
So, in a tradition of, like, the show ending, there's, like, you usually give, like, awards to people. Just like, oh, I'd like to thank the director. So, I have two embarrassing moments related to this. The first one was my second show. I was so confident that I was a theater kid at this point because it was my second show. And I decided to run off stage with my other friend at the time. I forgot her name, but we ran off and we were like, oh my gosh, it's so sad. This is the end of the show. And we said it so loud, but it was dead silent in the theater because everyone else was on stage waiting to get their awards. So that was pretty embarrassing just because the tech backstage was like, you need to get back on stage, like, just go stand. But yeah, I was running in the Granada instead, saying, I'm so sad, I'm gonna cry. So sad. And then my second related to that was in Mamma Mia, and I was supposed to announce all the awards and who would be presenting them to each person. And they told me this midway through the show, like at intermission. And I was like, yeah, like, I'll just, like, grab the piece of paper with all the names on it, like, during the last song or something. But it was, like, in my bag on the other side of the stage. So I had to go off memory, and I did forget one person. So I feel really bad, and I'll leave her anonymous, but we shouted her out later, but then she wasn't there when we shouted her out, so I'm very sorry.
So do you plan on continuing in drama or theater or something else?
I probably will do community theater, just throughout, like, adulthood and stuff like that, but I won't be majoring in it, just because I want to go into nursing, and that'll probably take up more than I can allot to theater.
You know, speaking about plans for the future, what about what got you into theater? When you're, like, what originally got you in?
I don't know. I used to play piano, and I would try singing along when I played piano, and it didn't end well. But my music teacher, Mrs. Miser, shout out to her. She moved to, like, Iowa or something. So, I don't know. She taught me piano, though, and said, you know, you need to get this girl on stage. She's dancing too much when she's playing the piano. So I auditioned for Anne of Green Gables and did not get in. I think I sang, like, the ABCs or something. So, but then I tried out for Sioux School and I got in, and she helped teach me music, but she taught me, like, Spoonful of Sugar, kind of old woman music. No hate to that, but that might have influenced why I'm old singing.
So, do you have any advice for, like, any young actresses or actors, you know, trying to get in here?
Yes. I was actually at it was kind of a job interview, but more of just like oh, you're already hired, so let's just talk. I was there this morning, and she was saying her daughter really wants to do vocal lessons with Jula Prack. Yes. So she was like, oh, we really want to do vocal lessons, and she wants to major in theater, but she's never done a show, and she doesn't know how to sing. What should she do? And I was like, you know what? You need to get this girl on stage. She should sing with Jula Prack and definitely go for her dreams. She is 11. Shout out to the 11-year-old. I don't know her name, but you got this, and you should definitely try. Do or do not, there is no try. Shakespeare plays. Yes. And just like keep trying, even if you don't get the role that you want, because if people see that you're dedicated, then you will probably get to your goal eventually. It might take a while. It took me a few years to get a supporting role with a few lines. But just keep trying, keep at it, and you'll master your art. So.
Also about any people wanting to get into theater, what would you say are some like tips or anything helping through the audition process? Because I remember every time I auditioned, it's always nerve-wracking.
Yes. I would say I usually practice my audition when I'm home alone, which is like super easy to just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sing in my kitchen and like do the dishes, but it's a little harder when you're around people because then that's when the nerves hit in. So if you're not able to practice around people, I would sing your song doing jumping jacks or running. I usually do jumping jacks, but just something to get your heart rate up. And then if you can, you should sing in front of like me. It's singing that scares me the most. Singing or monologue. Acting, it's like what, or not acting, dancing. Dancing, it's like, oh, whatever. Like, I'll just like, I'm not the best dancer, so I just go for it. But I started reciting like my monologue if I had to audition with one, or my song. I would ask like my mom or like Jonathan Saringhouse. Yes, I would ask for them to like sit in the room, and then I would do it for them, and then they were able to critique me like, no, you shouldn't do that, you should sound like this, or like you should move around when you do that more. Or even, oh my goodness, you should record yourself practicing, because then you'll hear yourself in different ears, kind of like, oh, that was like flat, oh, that was like, I should really like enunciate that word more. Yeah. I don't know.
Do you have any like dream shows you want to be a part of, or like dream roles?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Something Rotten has been my favorite show since COVID, and I heard the startup of maybe doing Something Rotten, and then it got retracted. But if we can make that happen, we should definitely do it. Even if it's just a 24-hour tap dance fiasco. I don't know how to tap dance, but I'd love to try and sing about eggs and omelets and fake Shakespeare. I would love it. So, yeah. I usually audition with one of the songs from there just because it's my favorite. So.
Do you have any like favorite song from any musical in particular, or like when you like to sing a lot maybe?
Ooh, what? I love Right Hand Man from Something Rotten. That is a great, empowering, female, feministic song. Also, it's basically any song from there is my favorite. But I don't know. It's a lot of, they come in phases of like, oh my gosh, I really like Shrek the Musical right now. That was a favorite before COVID. And then I really got into Mean Girls. But it's like now I'm like, oh, I don't really want to listen to those because I over-listen to it, you know? Mm. So, I don't know. I haven't been listening to musicals as much as I used to. But I come in phases. So just ask me next time I get into a musical phase what it is.